I'm never going to get this finished. It wouldn't be so bad, but we're supposed to be off with a few YouTube buddies this weekend. So it'd be nice if we, I don't know, had some soft furnishings. Look who's here. Ooh.
You're not in charge of the soft furnishings. That's my department.
Oh yeah. So regardless, whoever's doing soft furnishings, we need soft furnishings for the weekend so that we can get away and we can have a little bit of comfort. I must say, we did have a bed fitted, but the bed's not in the van at the moment. Why is the bed not in the van at the moment, Ruth?
Because we had to bring it in to the house because we're selling it.
Yeah, we had to pretend we had a bed in the back bedroom. We don't have a bed in the back bedroom, so we had to prop it up and stage it. Anyway, bed's there. I should also add, we're not moving because Toby barks. We love Toby and we like him talking to us over the fence. So, we haven't done anything to the van for... Thank you, my sweet.
Chin-chin.
Chin-chin. We haven't done anything to the van for weeks, since before Christmas. In fact, I think it was Christmas time. The tree was up. Let's have a look, see what I was doing, and see if you can guess what I am up to. We also, in typical fashion, got away to London again to quite possibly one of the cheapest pubs in the UK. But you do have to have contacts. Please don't ask. Where? Bit chillier in here. Now, before I start fitting the bed, I think first things first, I need to get some surrounds on here. I need to get this insulated. I can see it is insulated and sound deadened, but I mean more insulation. And we need to get our plywood on top of there, preferably covered. I was a little bit reluctant to say that then, wasn't I? Just because once I've put it out there, I need to get it done. Yeah, maybe covered. That'd be lovely, because when we're in a bed here, it'd be nice to have soft furnishings either side of us. There's something I never thought I'd ever hear myself say. Right, I've made a template. This is a cardboard template. It's to give me a rough idea of where I'm going with this. I've cut it to size, of course, in true Blue Peter style. This is what I've done earlier. But you might be able to tell, I don't know if you can see from there, but these corners are a little bit too tight for me. I wanted it to be a little bit of a slower bend around there to kind of emulate more this. That's not the only issue I've got. As I say, it's cardboard. It would be better if this was plywood. Boom, no longer cardboard. Wouldn't it be great if you could do that in life? So that's going to go in there. I mean, if it's close up, you can see. There we go. Nicely around there. I'm going to cover this with 4-way stretch so it looks nice, but it needs to stand out a touch. How am I going to get that to stand out? I could cut several of these. Here's Johnny, but I'm not going to. The reason I'm not going to is because I'm trying to keep weight in the van down. It's not much weight, you may be thinking, but everything counts. So let's see what else we can do. Right, I think I've done it. You can't really see too much, but what I've done is cut some king span, and I'm going to glue it on the back of here this is going to be an awful lot lighter than putting, I don't know, 3 or 4 pieces of this ply or any other wood on it for that matter. You might think that's not going to look right, but let's not judge a work in progress. Let's get it glued on, leave it overnight, cover it with some 4-way stretch and see what we look like then. Now, before we start, I want you to know Ruth is in the house and I have permission to be working in the kitchen. Now here we go. This started life as a sheet of 8 foot by 4 foot 1/4 inch ply. We've used most of it, to be honest. We do have to scribe it. You can see it's a little bit of an odd shape. Just ignore this bit here for now. I'll come back to that in a minute. But we start off by just scribing around a few bits. There's a wire in the corner I had to cut round. Push it up towards the ceiling. The ceiling slopes down a bit, so we have to scribe that with a pencil. And you can see these little cutouts here. They're for the sections near the roof. In fact, let's take a look at that, see what I mean. There we go. They're only rough because they're going to be actually behind my high cabinet, so you're not going to see it anyway. But I may as well cover it because I know it's behind there. Once we've got that in place, you can see my little screw hole there. All I've done is pushed it up, drilled a hole, cut it in place, screwed it in place. Once that's in place, I've got old Sparky pushing against it. I've gone and opened the window and I've drawn it's really simple stuff. I've drawn on the inside of this through the window so I know the shape of the window. Then I've cut that hole out. So let me explain what I'm going to do. I've got my trusty scalpel. I've got my no-way stretch over in the corner there. Can we see that? My material, it's like a tweedy material. It really is no-way stretch. That ain't going anywhere. It's not like your 4-way stretcher, which is quite simple to pull around shapes. I'll do a bit of a time lapse and then I'll explain, hopefully explain later. I've got this bit to do as well. All will become clear because at the moment I'm not making any sense, but yeah, let's take a look. Right, I think that has taken me, it's 5 to 8 now, I didn't notice what time it was, but I think that's taken me about half an hour. I've not turned it over yet, I'm going to wait until we do it together. The reason I've left it like this is just to show you how rough it looks on the other side. They're rough cuts. When you're trying to stretch around these corners, you have to take the tension out of the cloth. I do it by feel, really. You know, there's no direct science. If you feel it pulling, make a slit, but don't cut too close to the edge because you want it to fold around that inside edge there. That's the important bit. That's the bit you're going to see. You don't want to see any wood. So cut it very carefully. Better to have to cut it a few times rather than cut it too much and have the wood exposed. I've got a little wallpaper roller, so I can go around, particularly on the other side, and make sure that we're nice and flat, but also, importantly, going along that edge. It stays tacky for quite some time, so you've got a bit of time to work with it. And you've got a bit of time, if you want to pull it back and push it back down, it will stick back down. It's very forgiving. So, let's spin it over and see what we've got. Look at me, I was all over the place then. Let's try and straighten these out first before we spin it around. I think they look okay, to be honest. Yeah, all nice. Some flat down the edges. As I say, a lot of this is hidden behind cabinets, so the upper cabinet's going to come right down to there and cover all these pieces. You may wonder why I've not done this bit here. The reason I've not done this bit is because this is going to be in the kitchen, so that'll be a different covering altogether. The important piece is this. So get right in those corners, make sure it's adhered nicely. It might look like it's adhered, but if you've got a roller like this, you know it's going to cut down on any mistakes and any chances of any mistakes or anything missed. Here we go, that's quite nice. Yeah, that's all nice. That's all nice. Run your hand over it. Make sure you've got no creases. Lovely. Okay. Now, let me get back down so you can see me. Don't scrimp on the glue. This has taken almost a full can of glue. This was a new can, it's got hardly anything in it. Make sure you've got something underneath it when you're spraying. I may have got onto the cushion there, I'm not entirely sure. If I have, I'm going to have to say the cat sneezed on it. The only problem I see with that is we don't own a cat. Now, the only other thing we've got to do is cover this and fit this inside. Now this is going to go underneath and it's going to make that opening there quite rigid, give it a bit of strength, and then it's going to be fitted to the side of the van where I made my other pieces that I showed you earlier. A picture paints 1,000 words, so we'll show you. You'll get it by the time I show you. But my next move is just to cover this in the same material. The important thing is you're not going to see that much because it's underneath here. You're not going to see that much because it's underneath and against the wall. All you're going to see is that edge. So I'm going to do my damnedest to see if I can get that sorted without any wrinkles, and I'll get it attached to this. So hopefully the next time you see this is going to be attached to the van. Wish me luck. Now excuse the mess in here, but you might be able to see what I was up to on the kitchen table there. There we go. There's little beauties. They're actually just to stop the bed sliding that way. And also, the reason I've got them is to keep a gap between the cupboards I'm going to build up here and the bed, so that the duvet will come down and I don't have cold legs. Not sure if I'm making much sense, but you'll see in the future. And how did I get on with the sideboards? Look at that. Soft Furnishings ahoy. There we go, there's Sparky saying she's the one in charge of it. I didn't see her doing too much. These are up temporarily at the moment. You might be able to see that I have got the vapor barrier behind there, and of course I've got all the insulation behind there, but spinning around, I haven't managed to get it done on this side just yet. So I've got to take those back off and insulate behind them and get the vapor barrier up, but I can do that at a later date. And of course, I've got to replace these screws with some dark screws with the metal black rings around them, just so they look the business. And then the cupboards, I think, will be coming down to about here. So of course, these bits that I mentioned here will be covered. Right, I need to pull my finger out, get the bed back in, tidy up and get ready for our weekend in North Wales. So thanks for watching and we'll catch you again soon. Take care, guys.